Hello lovelies, I just wanted to make another video, but it was hard since there's a lot of noise going on in this house and it's hard for me to make a video right now. So this is what if Deku was in a Piggy crisis. If you guys don't know, Piggy is a Roblox game about the Peppa Pig show. There's actually a game on Roblox about that, so if you guys want to go play it, go play it. It's not my decision. I suggest it's a very good game, and the creators are doing a very well job. In this case, I'm going to short-term it. So this happens in the sports festival when it's Shinzo and Deku's turn. A lady from the stands jumps off, which works for his father's company, Deku's dad, Hazashi, which is Mr. P, and creates the illness and slips the vial. The girl dodges the attacks from Midnight and Cementos, knocking Midnight out. Since her quirk mainly works on guys, and Cementos just is cement as the girl dodges quickly, and Shinzo tries to make her talk, but immediately tries to knock him out, and Deku uses his quirk, which immediately injures his hands, to get her away from Shinzo, which works but makes him the next target, which she slips a vial which contains the infected serum in Deku's pocket, which she whispers something in Deku's ears, and Deku's eyes widen as the girl passes out, and she calls for Recovery Girl to check out the girl and Midnight. And after that, the sports festival ends, but while that's happening, chaos is going on in the city. Deku's dad, which started this pandemic, infected the people of the UA Class 1A students' families, mainly Bakugo's family, Uraka's dad, and Inko. But Inko comes a little later when Deku's coming back from the UA Sports Festival. So Inko is now infected in front of Deku as he sees a man pouring a liquid inside his mother's, forcing Inko to drink the serum that makes people infected, which causes Inko's behavior to change. Instead of a warm, gentle smile, she becomes twisted and contorted. Oh guys, so in this case, villains and heroes have to work together, even though they're not on good terms. So Shigaraki, Toga, and Dabi, as well as Overhaul and Eri, and some of Overhaul's minions, are there, but not all for one, because he will be infected. So Inko charges at her son, and Bakugo blows off an explosion into Inko's face, launching her into a building, which caused rubble to fall on top of her after Bakugo grabs Deku, and Deku screaming out, "Mom!" to the now collapsing building, which his mother is on top, and Overhaul seeing this, as All Might and Bakugo are taking Deku away to UA, and All Might telling every living civilian to run to UA. As they're all in UA, Deku puts himself into a corner and cries, because he just saw his mother die in front of him. What he thinks she's dead, because rubble fell on top of her as he was calling her name. As they all just see Class 1A hearts sink when they realize Deku just became an orphan, when Deku said, "I have no living family members left." As they all look at him and ask about his dad, he said his dad left several years ago, before I was even born. And their hearts sink because they realize Deku became an orphan at a very sort of young age, being 16. Uraka and Shigaraki and Dabi and Todoroki tried to comfort Deku, and Deku just said, "No, I just really need a alone time right now." So a few weeks later, Deku decides to stop moping around, because moping around doesn't solve anything. Deku decides to grow up quickly instead of slowly, so Midoriya matures way more quicker. So Midoriya said, I'm going out to get supplies because he realized food is running low to feed all these starving souls, which is the entire school, and as well as several civilians and some villains. As people are telling him not to go, and Deku's just saying, I will be fine. As Midoriya gives a warm smile. The same warm smile as his mother put on every single day in her life. As they all feel more calmer, and Midoriya said, I'll be right back. As when Midoriya leaves the school, the League of Villains, mainly Shigaraki and Dabi, and a bit of Toka, scolds the heroes, telling them that they can do better on helping someone that just lost a family member. Two faulting because they could have done something more. And then Overhaul said the boy just lost his mom or his mother. And Shigaraki looked at him and said, what? He saw it with his own, I saw it with my own two eyes. All Might was carrying the boy who said he was gonna be back, as he was calling out to now an infected woman who was crushed under several bits of rubble. And apparently was calling her mother. So the boy lost his mother and you guys decided not to help him. So you're letting him grow up so fast. As they all look confused, as Shigaraki said, I know what's going on. You guys are letting him grow for you guys could do for your own selfish desires. As in this case, and they look outside and seeing Deku look at the building with his doll eye effect, which causes the eye to not show any brightness in it. And they all look sad. The villains mainly look sad because they know how it feels, mainly Dabi and Shigaraki, because Shigaraki killed his family by accident, and Dabi left his family presumably dead as well. As Deku goes to his house, gaining the food, looking inside and finding the entire place trashed. As Deku looks around trying to find any bits of food or water, and then he stumbles upon his mother's room, finding his mother's old jousting equipment, as well as his mom's feathered hat, as he takes that, and the gun that he knows is under his mom's pillow, but it has no bullets. As he puts the gun in his pocket, the sword behind him, well, holding the sword, as he looks around more and finding his dad's old stuff, which is a hammer, like a two-way hammer, you know, not a hammer, a mallet, pins, and puppet strings, as well as a magic hat and a book, mainly talking about how to use the puppet strings as well as using the magic. Back in the UA school, Kirishima, Kaminari, Sero, and Mina are trying to make everything lively, but it was kinda hard with all these people, and they're asking several other people to join in to make everything more lively. As Deku's carrying all this heavy equipment inside one bag, literally inside one bag if you cannot hear me, as he looks around more in other buildings, finding more food, more water, and mainly other clothes for children, adults, teens. So yeah, Midoriya grabs a bunch of that stuff and mainly books it, and finding an infected, finding more people, mainly a quirkless child, which I'm gonna call Sophie. Yeah, that's my own original character. Sophie is a quirkless child who lost her parents during several falling rubble. And Deku comforts her and tells her that everything will be alright. how about you come with me, and I'll take you to a safe haven. As he picks up Sophie as he keeps on running and finds Uraraka's mom and takes her as well to the safe haven, as well as finding the mental hospital, and they all go in because they all needed a rest, and finding a Mrs. Todoroki, and decides to take her too because Deku decides that everyone needs to be out of this place and goes to another safe haven. As Deku's taking these three people because that's the only non-infected people that were there, because all the other patients were either infected or mainly psychotic. As well as the doctors are either gone or infected. So Midoriya takes these three and runs to UA, stopping any infected people by taking his mom's jousting equipment and stabbing them several places where he knows is the weak spot for a human body, which causes the people that are infected to be paralyzed. As they make it into UA, Deku taking everything that belongs to him, which belongs to his family, and taking them to his corner, and he gives everything else to everyone else. And Uraraka hugs her mom, and Todoroki hugs his mom. And Uraraka asks, "Where's Dad?" And Uraraka's mom said, "I don't know if he's fine." As Uraraka looks horrified, and Uraraka's mom said, "I think he might be infected. I don't know." Yeah, this one's gonna be a short one.